17. This is the victory of Hiranyaksha. Verse 27 is on the board, so I'm reading verse 26. Varṣa-pūgān udadhau mahā-balaś caran mahormīñ chvasaneritān muhuḥ maurvyābhijaghne gadayā Vibhāvarīm āsedivāṁs tāta purīm pracetasaḥ. In translation, moving about in the ocean for many, many years, the mighty Hiranyaksha smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vibhāvarī, the capital of Varuna. Small purport, Varuna is supposed to be the predominating deity of the waters, and his capital, which is known as Vibhāvarī, is within the watery kingdom. And now 27. Tatro palabhya suraloka palakam yadogananam rishabam pracetasam smayan pralabdum pranipatya nichavaj Jagadame dehyadiraja samyugam Tatro palabhya suraloka palakam Yadogananam rishabam pracetasam Smayan pralabdum pranipatya nichavaj Jagadame dehyadiraja samyugam. Tatro palabhya suraloka palakam Yadogananam rishabam pracetasam Smayan pralabdum pranipatya nichavaj Jagadame dehyadiraja samyugam Tatra palabhya suraloka palakam Yadogananam rishabam pracetasam Smayan pralabdum pranipatya nichavaj Jagadame dehyadiraja samyugam. Tatra palabhya suraloka palakam Yadogananam rishabam pracetasam Smayan pralabdum pranipatya nichavaj Jagadame dehyadiraja samyugam. Tatra palabhya suraloka palakam Yadogananam rishabam pracetasam Smayan pralabdum pranipatya nichavaj Jagadame dehyadiraja samyugam. Thank you. Tatra, there. Upalabhya, having reached. Asura Loka, of the regions where the demons reside. Palakam, the guardian, Yada Gananam, of the aquatic creatures, Rishabham, the Lord, Pracetasam, Varuna, Smayan, smiling, Pralabdum, to make fun, Pranipatya, having bowed down, Nichavat, like a low-born man, Jagada, he said, Me, to me, Dehi, give, Adiraja, O great Lord, Samyugam, battle. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Vibhāvarī is the home of Varuna, Lord of the aquatic creatures and guardian of the lower regions of the universe, where the demons generally reside. There Hiranyaksha fell at Varuna's feet like a low-born man, and to make fun of him, he said with a smile, Give me battle, O Supreme Lord. Purport. The demoniac person always challenges others and tries to occupy others' property by force. Here the symptoms are fully displayed by Hiranyaksha, who begged war from a person who had no desire to fight. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Damayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Vipasindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priyam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have experience in this material world that sometimes criminals are more powerful than police. And police cannot even defeat them. I once went to police to report my bicycle being stolen, and this inspector, he welcomed me in his office. And when I told him that I want to report my bicycle being stolen, he started laughing and laughing. And he said, "This is what you came to report don't you know that in our district daily thousands of bicycles are getting stolen? And what, you expect me to investigate and look for a thief? And then I realized how sometimes the police, they are not able to catch thieves. They are not able to implement the law because the criminals, there are too many of them, or they become too powerful. Also, sometimes we hear in the news in Bangladesh, there are mobs. They somehow spontaneously organize themselves. They carry weapons, and a group of 200 people just roam around villages, and they destroy everything. Especially they destroy Buddhist temples, Hindu temples. And then the police, they don't even try to stop them, because it's not possible to control this crowd of 200 armed and angry men. And then who is responsible for all these crimes? How do you investigate? All these things, they just go unpunished. And it is a stark reminder that if we think, oh, we can just do our thing, mind our own business, and be happy in this world, often this is not going to be possible, because this world is inhabited by many people with demoniac attitude, and sometimes they become more powerful than the universal administrators, like in these two verses. What I found especially interesting is that here the abode of Varuna is named, and it's called Vibhāvarī. And if we ask a simple question like, where is this place? We can become puzzled, because of course whatever we learned in school about how the universe looks like cannot be of any help, because whatever we learned from actually from media, from science, and then from modern education, that the universe is empty, it is impersonal, and it is functioning more like some mechanical machine. Not that there are some people governing the universe, and that there are different planets and different cities dispersed around, and then these universal administrators are managing universe from those kingdoms. Nothing like that. So if we want to find out where are these places, we can only look into Vedic cosmology to find out where these abodes are located. And this is interesting, that here we know that Hiranyaksha, he is in some ocean. So we are presuming that this is the Garbhodaka ocean, because he already conquered the heavenly planets, and now he needs to conquer the lower planets where the demons reside. And we know that he is causing trouble by splashing his mace and creating waves. And now he reached the abode of Varuna, and he is personally assaulting him and offending him. But Varuna, he has many abodes, many places, many cities. And for example, and this is an example how sometimes the information that we get, even from the Bhagavatam itself, can be, we can say, contradictory or hard to understand. For example, Varuna also has his place on top of Manasotara mountain, which is a mountain on the last island of Bhumandala, which is called, I have to always find out, Pushkaradvipa. So this is the Manasotara mountain on that island, which is dividing the island in two parts, inner and outer. And we know that sun is moving on an orbit in a chariot which has only one wheel, and he is going around this mountain. And then thus he's circling Mount Meru, which is in the middle of the universe. And then when he's on the northern side, we experience half a year Uttarayana period, and when he's on the southern side, we experience Dakshinayana period, when he goes south of Mount Meru. And this 1 year of ours, while the sun makes the full circle, is 1 day for the demigods. So we learn information from Bhagavatam. And on this Manasotara mountain, there are 4 cities possessed by Indra. So Indra's city is called Indra's city is called Devadani. Then there is a city of Yamaraj on the south, which is called Samyamani. Indra's city is on the east. And then there is also a place called Nimlochani, which is on the west, and this is possessed by Varuna. And then in the north is a place, Vibhāvarī, which is possessed by the moon god. So these are 2 different cities. They have the same name, and one is ruled by moon god on top of Manasotara mountain, and this Vibhāvarī is another city, another abode, which is obviously inside Garbhodaka ocean, and it is the abode of Varuna, ruled by Varuna. We know that from a famous song which is sung in Vrindavan, Krishna Balaram temple, and for Mangala Arati, Vibhāvarī shesha aloka pravesha nidrachari utojivam bolo hari hari mukunda murari Rama Krishna Hayagrivam. So here in this song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the word Vibhāvarī is mentioned, and here, of course, we know it means night. The night is over, and the dawn is beginning, and therefore, you sleeping soul, sleeping jiva, you should quit your sleep and get up and sing the names of Hari and Mukunda Murari and Rama and Krishna and Hayagriva and so on. And if we look at the word meaning, we find that Vibhava means very brilliant or resplendent. For example, Vibhavasu is also another name for moon or the god of fire. And so this Vibhavasu means abounding in light. And Ari means enemy or killer. So Vibhāvarī means killer of the very brilliant and resplendent light. Therefore, it is suitable as a name for this abode of Varuna inside the ocean, because this ocean is very dark. And also, it is suitable as a name for moon, because the moon is killing the darkness. So, therefore, these cities have, for this reason, they have the same name. I was reading, actually I see now it's different, from Veda base. This chapter is called the Hiranyaksha. He is gaining victory over all directions of the universe. And this sounds poetic. And but actually, we learned that Varuna is also the demigod who is in charge of the west direction in the universe. And again, on top of the Meru mountain, which is in the center of the universe, there is the abode of Brahma, which is called Brahmapuri or Manavati. And around his town, in the 8 directions, are 8 cities. And in these cities reside different demigods who are in charge of ruling different directions of the universe. So, for example, Kuvera is in charge of north, Soma is in charge of northeast, Indra is in charge of east, Agni southeast, Yama south, and Surya southwest, Varuna west, and Vayu northwest. And then again they have their cities, which are smaller than the big city of Brahma, which is in the middle. So Kuvera has a city of Mahodaya, Soma has city of Yashovati, Indra has city of Amaravati, Agni has city of Tejavati, Yama has city of Samyamani, Surya has city of Krishnangana. Varuna city here is called Shradavati, and Vayu's city is called Gandhavati. So therefore Varuna, according to descriptions in the Bhagavatam, he owns many cities, many places. However, here he is in the Garbhodaka ocean, presiding over the lower planetary systems of the universe, and he is being challenged by Hiranyaksha. I had one experience that I want to share when I just joined. Very quickly, I went to India. We were on a yatra in the south, visiting temples. And when I came back to my country, I was at that time working in a museum, and our museum got an invitation to participate in a festival. It was called Festival of Science. And this was like a seminar, a series of lectures organized by one high school professor. And it was mostly for high school children to learn more about the science. So I applied and got accepted, and I made a presentation which was titled Temples of South India, because this was connected with the work I was doing. So I was speaking how we visited all these temples and how temples represent the universe. Then I said how every temple is a home, a house for a deity, and I was explaining how in the temples deities are worshipped. Then, because we visited mostly Nrsimhadev temples, I was telling them a little bit about who is Lord Nrsimhadev, how is he, what is the story behind his appearance, and how the Vedas tell us all these stories, and that all these deities that are worshipped in the temples, we can read about them from many different Puranas. So like this, I was explaining to them. And then one boy who was just sitting in the front, shocked actually, he asked me, interrupted and asked me, what you want to tell us that those people still believe in those things? And then I got an idea what I am against, what am I doing? because at that time I was already devotee, and I realized, well, you know, actually, I cannot tell him, not only do they believe these stories, but I also believe. Then I got a glimpse how if we present these Puranic ideas about how the universe is arranged and how all these demigods are administrators of the universe, people in the West will not take us seriously. And that is why this is such an important temple, TOVP, that we have in Mayapur, we are building. And it is a temple which means, what is the temple of? It is a temple of Vedic planetarium. Very interesting, because most temples of ISKCON, they are temples of Radha Krishna, or they're temples Radha Parthasarathi, Krishna Balaram, so they're dedicated to the main deities. And of course, here in Mayapur, the main deities will move there. They will still be the main deities, but the temple is called Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So this means for Srila Prabhupada, it was very important that we present Vedic cosmology in a way that we say to people, we are not actually embarrassed by these concepts. We have approach that Vedas are taken, they are apaurushaya, so we take them as divine manifestations. We don't do research. There is no need to do research. We read from the Vedas, we accept what the Vedas say. So if the Vedas say this is how the universe looks like, we just take it like this. And if this doesn't match with what we learn in modern schools and what we presumably learn from different media, then we are not here to feel small that, oh, it doesn't match, so this means these are just some old books, and we are practicing this religion, but we don't have any answers. We just follow blindly what the Vedas say. No, the idea is that we say this is eternal knowledge, and whatever is being taught in schools and presented in media and all the scientific institutions which do research, it is not perfect knowledge. It is faulty. And this is a bold move, certainly, that he was not, Srila Prabhupada, he was not a shy person. He was not afraid to make such a bold project, to start them. And I found out that actually what is planetarium, maybe we come from different parts of the world, maybe we never visited a planetarium, but planetarium is actually a very common, it is usually a building, it is common structure connected usually with universities, and it is a building where usually they construct a dome, and so from the inside people can sit on chairs, and this dome, because it's shaped like a half half sphere, yes, this is what the dome means. So it's convenient to have the night sky projected. So the people come to planetariums, they sit in chairs, and they look above them, and they see the night sky. And then somebody explains to them different constellations, different stars, and then how the night sky is moving. If we never study these things, the night seems static, but actually we know that it is, the stars are moving all the time. And then we have different constellations, and which are groups of different stars, and especially in Vedic astrology, then these constellations are given names, and the whole astrology is based on these movements of these parts of the night sky. So these planetariums usually have telescopes, so you can watch through the telescope all the different aspects in the night, different stars. And also there is an exhibition which presents models of the universe. So usually, because it is connected with the modern education, this model places a sun inside a galaxy, and then the solar system with the planets moving about in orbit around the sun. So it's interesting that Srila Prabhupada wanted that we have also a temple, which is a planetarium, which is teaching people who come to visit here. They will come to see the deities, they will come to worship the temple, but the temple itself, the message is that the descriptions of the universe that we find in the Vedas, we take seriously. We don't just think this is some kind of ancient knowledge that people had in the past, that somehow doesn't apply anymore. No, we think the universe still looks like this, and all the natural laws of the universe still apply, and especially karma is very much real. That here in this Bharata Varsha, this is the place where we accrue our karma, we get our karma, and everywhere else, for example, on Jambudvipa, people live there more or less like in heavenly planets, but here on Bharata Varsha people come to, it's like a testing ground to see if you are pious, then you are rewarded, and if you are not pious, then you are punished. This is the special feature of this Bharata Varsha, and that is why Krishna comes here. Because in the heavenly planets, enjoyment is too big for people to see the necessity of practicing devotional service. And in the lower region, punishments are too distressful for people to also, it's not very opportune there to be a devotee, because you are surrounded by demons. So therefore this Bharata Varsha on Jambudvipa is the tract of land where practicing devotional service, and especially becoming pious person, is the most best place. And this is the message that we have for the whole world. Why that we think that this movement is very serious. It has something to say to the rest of the world. We are not just numerically, we are a small community. Not many people become devotees. Maybe principles are hard to follow, but that is not the measurement of how important this movement is. Actually, this movement is for the benefit of the whole humanity, because without this knowledge how the universe looks like, it's very hard to get idea of what will be your next destination, what will be your next life. Most people, if they are atheists, they say, well, I think when I die, I'm just going to stop existing. It will be like a blank closing, so I don't mind, I don't care what happens with me. So whether they believe or not, what will happen is that according to their karma, they will reach some destination. And I am sure that everybody who is approaching, I mean, we are all approaching that moment when we are going to leave this body behind, and we are all very careful. We should be very careful about where are we going after, where are we going to take birth after this body, where are we gonna wake up. Yes, I also wanted to say today's occasion of disappearance day of Lokanath Goswami, who is maybe he's not as famous as he should be, and the reason for this is because he didn't want to be famous. He asked Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami not to mention him in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Although he was very much present, he was one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya, and somehow he didn't want to, that Krishnadas Kaviraj glorifies him. There is one mention, however, Sangha Gopala Bhata Dasa Raghunatha, Raghunatha Bhata Gosai Ara Lokanatha. This is when Rupa stayed at Mathura. He was accompanied by all these personalities. So here, this is the only place where Krishnadas Kaviraj mentions Lokanath Goswami. So he was born in Talakadi, which is a district in the Jashore, in Khulna division in today's Bangladesh. And then he also moved and lived in Kachnapara. And when he learned that Lord Chaitanya is living in Mayapur, he came to see him. And because he was not interested in starting a family, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately told him, you should go to Vrindavan and you reside in Vrindavan. So he went there. And sometime later, he wanted to have association of Lord Chaitanya. And when he heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, he wanted to have his association, so he went from Vrindavan to South India. But when he got to South India, he heard news that Lord Chaitanya already left South India and actually went back to Puri, and from Puri to Vrindavan. So then from South India, he hurried back to Vrindavan. Then when he reached Vrindavan, Lord Chaitanya already left for Prayag. And Lokanath Goswami, he was ready also to immediately go to Prayag. But then that night, he had a dream, and Lord Chaitanya told him, no, you don't need to chase me and run after me, that I asked you to stay in Vrindavan, so you just live here. And then Lokanath Goswami was peaceful, and then after some time, all the other 6 Goswamis, they came to reside there, and he was very happy to have their association. He was oldest. He was older than all of them. He is also famous as spiritual master of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, who was his only disciple. And the story is that, of course, Lokanath Goswami at first, he didn't want to initiate anybody. And because Narottam was so humble and so patient, that for 1 year he would clean the area which Lokanath Goswami used as a toilet place, and without even letting him know, he would just clean every night this place. So, and then when Lokanath Goswami noticed, oh, somebody is cleaning this place I'm using for toilet, he went there in the night and he caught Narottam there. And then Narottam again, he humbly asked him, please, Guru Maharaj, if you refuse me, I don't know what to do. I see that you are my Guru, so I am trying to get your mercy. So then Lokanath Goswami was so, when he saw how humble Narottam Das Thakur is and how sincere, then he accepted him. And there is a song we sing every day where the name of Lokanath Goswami is mentioned. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Narabandhu Lokanata Loke Rajivana Haha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padachaya Ebeyasha Kushuk Tribhuvana. O spiritual master, ocean mercy, friend of the fallen, you are the teacher of everyone and the life of all people. This Lokanath Loke Rajivana means you are the life of all people. O Master, be merciful unto me and give me the shade of your lotus feet. May your glories now be proclaimed. So this song, Shri Guru Vandana, is a song that Narottam Das Thakur composed in glorification of his spiritual master, Lokanath Goswami. And of course, we sing this song to Srila Prabhupada. Actually, this song is dedicated to all the gurus. In our parampara, we take it in that way. There is a special story how, oh yes, I want to read this pranam mantra, which is written by Narottam Das Thakur. Srimad Radha Vinodaika Seva Sampat Samanvitam Padmana Bhatmajam Srimad Lokanatha Prabhum Bhaje. I worship the lotus feet of Srila Lokanath Prabhu, the son of Sri Padmanabha. He is a storehouse of single-minded service to the lotus feet of Shishi Radha Vinoda. So these deities, Radha Vinoda, were given to him personally by Lord Krishna. This is described that as he was visiting many forests in the Vraj area, he came in the village close to Umara, on the banks of Kishori Kunda, where Krishna appeared and he personally gave him these deities. And he would keep these deities around his neck in a cloth bag. He didn't even want to build a temple for them. And these deities today they are worshipped in Jaipur, Rajasthan, because when all the deities in Vrindavan were moved to Jaipur, these deities were also moved. However, the temple of Radha Gokulananda was founded by Lokanath Goswami, and his samadhi is also there in the courtyard. He left the world on this day, which is Krishna Ashtami of the month of Shravan, and this happened when he was residing in Kadiravan in Kairagram, near a kunda which is called Sri Yugala Kunda. So that is the place where Lokanath Goswami entered Samadhi. I can end here to see if there are any questions or comments.
Dasi, can you tell about incorporation of ISKCON? Tomorrow is the incorporation of ISKCON. About the incorporation of ISKCON. Tomorrow, 19th, is the incorporation.
Aha, okay. Tomorrow is incorporation of ISKCON. Yes, this happened in New York in 1966. And devotees then, so Srila Prabhupada, he registered ISKCON as international society. And at that time, there was no international society. There were just few devotees in this storefront in New York. And they were a little bit confused. Why is this society international when there is only a Swami in a storefront, living in an apartment above, and there's just a dozen of his students there. But of course, we know now that Srila Prabhupada had a vision for this society to grow exponentially, and very soon he started traveling. From as soon as he got opportunity, he went from New York to Los Angeles? No, not Los Angeles, San Francisco, yes. Actually, it is described that was the first time he used the plane to fly, because when he came from India to America, we all know that he came on a boat, and it took him a couple of months. So this first flight he took was from New York to San Francisco. And also he was surprised that these ladies are serving him, because he was not used to see the ladies serving men. And then these disciples explained to him that this is in America, it's normal that they are serving drinks and helping everybody. So, and then he started his routine of traveling routine around the world. I think 11. He was visiting one place and then another place, and so he traveled around the world for about 11 years, and every place. Whenever he got opportunity, he opened a temple. Whenever he got some manpower in the form of disciples, he sent them, go there, open a temple, collect funds, print books, distribute books. He started all this, building all these big projects. And whoever joined, and then very soon a lot of people started joining. And these people, they were young people in their 20s. They would just move into the temple, and then they would become such an asset to collect funds, distribute books, manage, sing in the streets, harinams, distribute prasadam. He would just exponentially engage everybody, and whatever activities he organized attracted just more and more people. So today we have so many centers and so many devotees and disciples, and through him the Guru Parampara is continuing. That many organizations which are founded, they don't last very long, because there is not a system for continuation. When Acharya leaves, everybody is confused, and then the mission is not clear. But Srila Prabhupada, he made sure that the mission of the society is very clear, and people can learn about the mission from the books, and they can also learn about the mission and about the philosophy by associating with devotees, and then especially by being inspired to take initiation. This is something that is very important, that not that people who are attracted to harinams and prasadam, that they remain just sympathizers. I remember at the beginning, I also thought, well, I'm just gonna be a friend of devotees. But very soon they explained to me, no, that you have to become devotee, not that you are just a friend of devotee. So we are encouraging people to commit their lives, to take initiation vows and practice devotional service seriously. So he had such a vision, Srila Prabhupada, that in such a humble circumstances, that when he went to USA, not much resources and alone, but by his power and by his vision, he was able to engage so many people, and not just to engage, but he perfectly transmitted whatever the Guru Parampara in India, whatever all our acharyas were doing. He perfectly transmitted this knowledge and culture and tradition into the West. And today there are people like me who are from the West, but living in India, in Mayapur, and speaking about this miracle. And it is indeed a miracle, and it is indeed extraordinary. And at that time when I first came in contact with this knowledge, it is fascinating. It is not something that is just interesting, but it really resonates with whatever people are searching for, looking for. And it just makes perfect sense. Therefore, whoever is looking for truth, he will find it in the Vedas, and he will find this movement perfect for him to be part of, if he wants to practice this knowledge, and if he wants to be part of this tradition. Therefore, what Srila Prabhupada manifested, what he created, is indeed it is a miracle, and we are still today participating in this miracle. This is what, when people ask him, can you when he came to India with his Western disciples, when they asked him, can you show any miracles, and then he pointed at his disciples, and he said, well, this is my miracle, and it indeed it is. Okay, something else? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gora Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.